What's going on, fellow ghosts, gamerheads, anime nerds, and renegades? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Raven37 Actual, aka Raven37 Act Fool. 2 zeros, not O's, aka Mr. O Minds in the chat, aka Raven. And tonight, I'm back with another doubleheader, but it's not particularly two music performances. While I would certainly classify as what we're about to watch as a performance, it's more of a continuation of the Jenny and Screech Reniverse, I guess you could call it, because it's Vincent's Tale, The First Night. It just dropped today, about 7-8 hours ago, so I'm a little bit late, but you guys know me well enough to know that when the new Ren stuff drops, I try to get on it that same day. So here we are. And also, as a secondary, I have a song called Question Time by Santandave that I really wanted to take a look at because I heard the beginning of it before. And in my opinion, just my opinion, I feel like it, just from the brief part that I heard, I feel like it symbolizes a lot of the points that I think Ren is making by making these songs about people that are, if you saw the short, like let's find a short right quick. Where did we go? Your channel, right? Then we go to history. Yeah, I'll be watching some crazy shit, y'all. Don't judge me. I like analog horror and stupid shit like that. Where are the shorts at, bro? Bro. They trying to get me copyrighted, bro. Come on with the bull. This.
What you see before you is not a man consumed by rage or madness. You see an animal. A man bitter with his own circumstance but unable to take responsibility, who took no consideration for anyone around him and destroyed a life.
What happened that night was not calculated. It was not political, a moment born not from hatred, but from exhaustion, the kind that builds after years of being overlooked, underpaid, and ground down by a system that says your life is your fault, whilst offering nothing to help you change it.
What you see before you is not...
And the first thing I thought of when I heard that was the portion of Vincent's Tale, the first Vincent's Tale song that we heard, where he's in the alleyway. He says, "Great Britain, I hate you. I say that with pride. And then what I did for this country when you fed me lies." So it's going back to what I was saying about, it seemed like he was very, very dissatisfied with his life. I think I said that during the reaction to that video. And it seemed like he was just disillusioned. I think that was the word. I don't know why I'm struggling with words tonight. That was the specific term I used, was that he was extremely disillusioned with society, and that made me draw a juxtaposition at that point prematurely to Jimmy from Money Game. However, I just noticed another juxtaposition, and that is that Jimmy did some crazy illegal shit, and he was never prosecuted. He was the lead. He was the drug kingpin, never prosecuted. He died, old man of his own volition. You know what I mean? So Jimmy, because he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, got a lot of advantages that the average Joe who live paycheck to paycheck don't get. Whereas Jimmy was responsible for a lot of people dying and never saw a prosecution, never saw nobody call him an animal, never saw nobody dehumanize him. Well, here we have a man that was beaten down by society, maybe not given the best straw in life, you know what I'm saying, down on his luck. And I'm not going to judge him. I don't get paid to judge people. And we all make mistakes. You know, I'm not saying what Vincent did was smart at all. I'm not condoning that shit. That was the dumbest shit I ever seen in my life. He waited till the police got there and then stabbed dude with a bottle. Dumbest shit. But he was already over the edge at that point. I'm not making excuses for his behavior though. But I am trying to highlight the juxtaposition between how society treats you when you have certain circumstances versus when you have the best circumstances. That, I think, is a direct parallel between Jimmy and Vincent. Y'all let me know if y'all think I'm reaching down in the comments. And we gonna get on with the video. Y'all know I drag these shits out. Now I sincerely apologize about my yapping. But we gonna get on with Vince's tale, The First Night. But if, like always, if you took the time to watch this video, thank you very much for watching. Without further ado, here we go. The First Night, Vince's tale. Think dude getting a tattoo. He like flinching and stuff. Then dude, the artist, he got drawn pictures and stuff, and he definitely getting a tattoo.
Yes, Baby No Baby with a banger for the weekend. That was Brawl Dog.
Shout out to Knox Hill. Yeah, that's cool.
Alright, we've got a chart-to-chart exclusive now coming in. Some new cat who goes by the name of Ren. This one right here is I don't give two fucks. Neither does a virgin.
Starving for some food for thought. I had a way. I'm a student of a melancholy prodigy, catching supernovas falling from the Milky Way.
Hey.
Is that a human or an angel singing?
Don't shy away. Maybe I'll get high today. I get stuck.
Damn,
A man has died after being stabbed last night in the shopping district of London Paddington. Police say the victim is 29-year-old Edmund Lockridge, the son of Lord Lucian Lockridge, the billionaire founder of Lockridge Incorporated. The company has been at the centre of several recent controversies, though police have stressed there is no indication at this stage that the attack is connected. A 34-year-old man from Shepherd's Bush was arrested at the scene and remains in custody.
Yes, that's right. Just after 9:30 last night, emergency services were called to this pedestrian strip on Parade Street, Paddington. Witnesses describe a heat altercation followed by Mr. Lockridge collapsing from stab wounds. Vincent Gavon, described by neighbours as quiet and someone who kept to himself, was detained minutes later.
Okay. Just a quick question. What was, as they put it, heir to Lockridge Estate doing in the back alley tunnelway, which is where he was stabbed in Paddington? Just curious.
Police say they are keeping an open mind on motive, including whether the attack was politically motivated.
In Westminster this afternoon, police and ministers responded to the growing public concern. We take you there now.
At approximately 3:09 this morning, Vincent Gavin was charged with murder. Our deepest condolences go to the Lockridge family. As this is an ongoing investigation, further comment would be inappropriate.
Will this be treated as an act of extremism?
We're keeping an open mind.
Minister, is this a sign of a wider breakdown in public safety?
What happened last night is not just an attack on an individual, but on the values that underpin our society. The Prime Minister will be reviewing measures to ensure crimes of this nature face the toughest possible response.
Thank you, Minister. Lord Lockridge! There have been some accusations that your company's practices...
My son was murdered. That is the truth. That is the only truth. Attempts to justify or rationalize this crime are beneath contempt. And that is all I have to say on the matter.
Stay. Thank you. Thank you.
In
That
an
was
extraordinary
like
turn, the public have
that was like a fucking Goku level deflection. Like, nah, not even Goku. Like Satoru Gojo level deflection. Jesus.
been left completely divided. Some of the population see Vincent as a new age devil, whilst others see him as a modern-day hero, striking a blow against the status quo.
I'm stood outside the courthouse, and although officials have described this as an open and shut case, you can see there's clear public divide between support and condemnation.
Oh my goodness, I just realized what the IRL parallel to this is. It's so messed up that we live in this time that there is an IRL parallel to this. I mean, I'm sure, you know, all artists get their creative inspiration from real life, but I mean, come on, I don't. If for those of you who don't live in America, I would just, I'm not gonna go into detail, but I would just recommend you look up the name Luigi Mangione. That's all I'm gonna say on the matter. But it's super duper fucking crazy that this has like real world. I feel so bad. This is just gonna be a little mini rant, and I have to say it now because of the magnitude of where this story is going, and the transversal we are taking from a fictional story into fiction imitating life. I feel really bad for people that aren't aware of this, of Ren in general, but just of the modern. This story, I've said it before, but this story is going to be studied in 50 years and 100 years and stuff like this, because he has created a whole universe. We have a whole new character now. We got 3 whole new characters. We got the guy who was murdered, the heir to the estate, the Lockridge estate, and his mom and his dad now. And Lockridge, he gives me Jimmy's dad vibes, man. I don't know. I'm opinionated. I have my, and I would love to have, you know, a back and forth with anybody who thinks, you know, me constantly comparing or juxtaposing Vincent and Jimmy and their stories is like off bounds, but I can't help but see the parallels there, because they're on such opposite ends of the spectrum, and because the results they get for what they do throughout their lives are disproportionately different. And so I can't help but notice. That being said, I feel bad for anybody who is not, you know, been able to bear witness to or been privy to this modern day epic, because this is probably going to be one of the greatest stories of our time, like as far as like musical artists writing a story that continues for this long. I definitely think that. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments.
For Vincent Gavon. Back to you.
With the suspect now formally charged, the question remains a sign of something deeper in Britain today.
Jesus Christ. What a load of shit.
Compliance. Life without passion is a world without violence. From the same Lockridge Industries laboratories that brought the world's first medication formulated to heal the global economy, Envian. Comply more. A new, groundbreaking series of treatments is here to change the world all over again. Finally, an alternative to the responsibilities faced in modern-day relationships. Throughout history, human minds have been afflicted with absurd delusions, such as individuality and fairness. Are your children starting to develop their own personalities as they grow? Are you tired of waking up every day and having to pretend to listen to other people prattle on about their right to self-expression? But that can all stop with just 2 easy-to-swallow tablets taken before, after, and during every meal.
Side effects include spontaneous ankle jingling, unexpected emotional flash mobs, mild to severe haunted elbow syndrome, involuntary shadow twitching, temporary loss of the ability to pronounce the letter S, sudden memories from lives you definitely didn't live.
Yo. Hold on, I gotta hear the side effects again. I gotta hear the side effects again.
Every meal.
Side effects include spontaneous ankle jingling, unexpected emotional flash mobs, mild to severe haunted elbow syndrome, involuntary shadow twitching, temporary loss of the ability to pronounce the letter S, sudden memories from lives you definitely didn't live.
Seems legit.
Good evening and welcome to Britannia Speaks, where the nation debates the issues that matter most. Tonight, Vincent Gabon, charged with the murder of Edmund Lockridge. Who is he? It's a tragedy that has sparked outrage, division and a national conversation. On our panel tonight, Sir Douglas Kane, former Chief of Police. We have Dr. Aston Tolliday, political scientist. We have Cassie Blaze, who is an actress, influencer and former contestant on the TV dating show Swipe Right Forever. We have
on a
Percy
panel
Price, Professor
about
of Psychosurgical Medicine at Cambridge University.
that is some America shit right there. Oh, I guess that's just the times we living in shit. They having a panel about the roots of why this alleged murderer did what he did, and they got professors, they got lawyers, they got psychologists, and then they got a fucking influencer. And the crowd went crazy for just her. Everybody else is well respected in their fields, but they got a fucking influencer. She might have an account on TikTok and teach bitches how to do makeup. It's crazy. But that's the society we live in, bro. Like, we value the wrong people's opinions way too much. And I think that was the point of that. I don't know. Ren is a fucking genius.
So, without further ado, let us go.
Professor of medicine at Cambridge University. And a social media influencer. What of value does she have to offer to the conversation that they're about to enter into in regards to whether Vincent Gabon committed a politically motivated crime? I'll wait. This is not me trying to be sexist or anything. It could have been a male influencer. Why the fuck are you here? We value the wrong people's opinions way too much these days. I will die on that hill. And that's just real shit.
Our first question from the audience.
Thank you. My question is, has Britain lost control of its streets? I work 2 jobs, finish at midnight, and honestly, I can't afford to change my shift, but I don't feel safe. My niece is 14 and won't go out after dark, and all the politicians are just arguing on a Twitter instead of doing, well, anything really. Should we feel safe, or is it over for this country?
Take this one, Sir Douglas.
Yeah, it's quite simple. Britain has gone soft. The people in charge of our legal system now have absolutely no backbone. Now, back in my day, they get punished and punished properly. These days, it seems that you get a TikTok account and some sort of documentary on Netflix. And I'm sorry, but you should be afraid. You really should. The people who run this country are afraid to make any decision in case they offend somebody.
Dr. Tolliday.
With all due respect, it's exactly that thinking.
Yes, it comes from somebody who knows about criminals. This structural inequality does nothing. What are you going to tell me next? That road cones have feelings and emotions?
Actually, what we're seeing is the collapse of social support networks, rising poverty, inequality of wealth.
That's absolute rubbish. People aren't being stabbed because of inequality. They're doing it because they can, and we're letting them.
Let me break this up slightly and bring in Cassie here. What would you say?
Well, I think that...
Why do we care? Thank you, Ren. Thank
maybe
you.
You're both right. Like, Sir Douglas here thinks we should be hard, but Dr. Tolliday thinks we should be soft and gentle. I personally think it's nice with a mix of hard and gentle.
Thank you for that fucking non-answer.
Excellent point, Cassie. Yeah,
It's
the
not a
audience
point.
Loves it, which brings us to our next question.
Oh
really.
my
Should
God.
Vincent face
I
the
just got
harshest
dumber.
punishment, do you think?
Yes, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, let's set an example. Let's be harsh.
I'm sorry. I just got dumber. That shit just made me mad for real, bro. Cause I just said like 8 times we pay attention to the wrong people and what the fuck they say. And she just gave the most fucking non-answer I have ever heard to a direct question in my life. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. And Ren dressed up as the scientist is fucking killing me. I just have to point that out. He had his head down the whole time, so I didn't know it was him. But then when he looked up at the camera, when Cassie answered the question, I was like, yep. This is just a little bit too on the nose, because I know this is a representation of British culture. Just turn on the American news tomorrow, and you'll see why the hell I'm so, like, I'm laughing so much, but I'm also, like, simultaneously fucking embarrassed as hell. Because, Jesus, this is just too on the nose. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, the audience loves it, which brings us to our next question, really. Should Vincent face the harshest punishment, do you think?
Yes, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, let's set an example. Let's be harsh. Let's give him the worst we can do. Let's brand him. Let's publicly humiliate him. Whatever needs. We've got to stop people from doing these offences. We've got to make crimes that are as unappealing as possible.
Right. That's medieval. Every study shows that harsher punishment...
I'm sorry. I'm going to have to interrupt you there. I'm sorry. This study stopped someone from getting murdered in Paddington last night? No. Now, you can make statistics and anything you want as long as you want, but it's not going to stop a blade from going into your gut, and nor is your PhD.
What works is investment in communities.
Oh, yes, brilliant. So welfare handouts to youth clubs so that some of these thugs can do interpretive dance for their feelings.
It's called therapy.
Called a waste of money.
What do you think, Cassie? What would you say?
Well, I don't even know Vincent, but...
Oh my fucking god. See, this is the reason that, I mean, I have to point this out. I don't like to get like political and shit on this channel, but we are still listening to motherfuckers who are way too old to be in the positions of power in the end. And I'm not saying because they can't function and they can't perform the duties, just because their mindsets are too set in the past. And once you get to a certain age, you do not change. That is a well-known fact. But all this, oh yeah, we need to go back to... No, it's the reason why we went away from that. To repeat the shit of... To repeat the mistakes of the past is to openly admit that you did not learn from them. And that's the thing. Like, we have these young voices that try to argue with logic and statistics and numbers, and the old folks won't hear it. The old folks don't want to hear that because what they say is, I've lived through this, I've done this, so y'all can't tell me nothing. We need it. But it is very much a gap of those who have an interest in the people, who are younger but are more politically inclined, versus those who have been enrooted in politics and in that sort of environment since forever. Since they were in their 30s, and now they're in their 70s, and they've been a career politician, and they're still making decisions for people that are 30, 40, 50 years younger than them. That's where the sort of imbalance starts to form as far as societal things. And we are seeing that firsthand in America, where the transition of power, it does not go to the next generation. It just goes to some other old person who continues the trend of whatever, was the status quo before. And so I think this is just really making me think about the situation in my own country, and seeing these idiot people applaud every time this fucking podcaster speaks, when you got, when the podcaster speaks, they cheer, and when the guy who wants fucking martial law or some shit, I don't even know what he actually wants. It's like he don't want to help people who's struggling. So it seems like he just wants to incarcerate everybody. I'm not certain what his goal is, but it's definitely not let's fix things. it's more like, let's hide this shit away so we don't have to think about it. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a gap between the well intentions of the younger politically inclined people and the inclinations of the older politically established people. That's the best way I could put it. Let me know what y'all think about that down in the comments. I really don't like to breach that topic, but at the same time I felt like it was necessary because it's a very real juxtaposition of what's actually going on in America right now. I was unaware that it was similar like this in Britain as well. But that's why it's like kind of, I'm cringing so hard and like trying to laugh it off and stuff, because this is real to me. This is what I'm living right now. Like, I'm seeing this happen in real time. So yeah, I hope y'all excuse the rant. But yeah, it's just a crazy time we live in. It's a strange time we live in.
If it makes everyone feel safer, I think we should just punish him, right? Like, the vibes are what's important here. So if he's gonna bring the bad vibes, I think he should do the time, honey.
Here we go with this vibe shit, man.
Yeah. This is about dealing with issues systemic.
Final thought on this, Sir Douglas.
Final thought. Lock him up, throw away the key.
Yay! All right, well, that brings us to the final question. What does this all mean for the future of Britain?
Well, it means war. It means war. The public are at danger. We've been wrapped in this sort of bubble wrap. I mean, if it was up to me, I would have the soldiers on the streets right now.
A country at war with its own civilians.
Is a symptom, not a cause. If we don't address the root cause...
The root cause is if he'd not picked up a weapon and picked up a job application instead.
Well, I think that we should just be nicer to each other, you know? Like, if we just meditated more, this wouldn't happen, that wouldn't happen. And, like, there was this one time where the two guys I was talking to, they found out about each other and it was a right mess. They wanted to have a talk about it, so I just turned my phone off, went to the back garden with a matcha martini and meditated, like, really hard. And honestly, that solved all of my problems, so...
I am literally about to vomit.
So I'm going to say thank you to our panel, but also Professor Price. You've been rather quiet sitting there, made a lot of notes. Do you have any insights to share with us?
Yes. Yes.
Please do. Please.
People talk of punishment. Yes. Policy. Poverty. And whatever it is you're talking about. But
exactly.
Crime is not a social issue. No. It is a neurological one. It is a matter of circuitry. Misfiring impulses. Faulty wiring in the prefrontal cortex. You see, we can punish, yes, and punish and punish. Naughty boy. yeah. But nothing ever changes. Right? And why? Because we are disciplining behavior when we could simply repair the machine. You, sir, would you imprison or jail a lamp simply for flickering? No, of course not. It would be preposterous, it would be absurd. You would simply acquire a new bulb. Well, Vincent is a broken lamp. And I have a new light bulb.
Let's go. Fuck you now. Fuck all y'all assholes.
Well, you heard it here first. With that, it is good night from us.
Look, we haven't even had a proper debate.
We'll see you all same time next week. Join us then. Good night.
That was amazing. That was pure fucking cinema. That was pure fucking cinema. It does not even... Is this the end? It is the end. It does not feel like we've been sitting here for 13 minutes and 40 seconds. Even longer than that. Because I've been yapping throughout. But that did not feel like a 13-minute... How does he do that? Time only flies when you're having fun. And golly. I'm so ready for the 29th, baby. I hope y'all ready too. Ooh wee. What a. Okay, so yeah, man. I think this is actually quite fitting compared to the theme of what is transpiring in the tale of Vincent. It's very similar to situations that occur in my country. You know, poor people have things happen to them, and is not. I mean, somebody may go to jail, but if like one of the halves are suddenly affected, then suddenly the government dig up a whole fucking library to throw books at you with. That's legitimately how it works. So it's basically like you're either a have and you're untouchable, or you're a have not and you are very fucking touchable. We got people getting yanked out of yanked out of vans by ICE and crazy shit. It's just so much crazy shit going on in my country, man. And it's just wild to be alive in this time and wake up and like have that be your actual reality. Crazy time. It's I ain't gonna say it again, but y'all know the line. Alright, but now we got santandave question time. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about the first night in the video in the comments, cause I felt like I was watching a fucking movie. It felt 13 minutes felt way too short to me. But here we go. Let's get it.
Question for the new Prime Minister. How do you have a heart so sinister? How are we so wasteful when people are dying in Somalia, Afghanistan, Egypt, Libya? The irony is we have no business in Syria, but kids are getting killed for all the business in Syria. And then they try and tell you that it's ISIS. In their attempts at killing it, how many civilians died? So what's the difference between us and them? When you got drones killing kids just touching 10, then when a bomb goes off, every politician's lost like that last strike. It didn't kill 100 men. You ain't the same as them, but all that fuel for the fire is what you gave to them and what you take from them.
Man, there's a saying: rich men start wars, poor men fight them. And I really think that's a really concise way to summarize what Dave just said. We're gonna go back and listen to it again because my boy is spitting on this, but it definitely fits into that whole sick boy, the whole Vincent's tale, Great Britain, I hate you. We had talk of the Prime Minister in the Vincent's tale story, so he even comes in the song saying, "Dear Prime Minister, how you have a heart so sinister." Like, it's definitely in the same vein. So yeah, we gonna dive deep into this one.
Goes off, every politician's lost like that last strike. It didn't kill 100 men. You ain't the same as them, but all that fuel for the fire is what you gave to them and what you take from them. All my life I know my mum's been working, in and out of nursing, struggling, hurting. I just find it fucked that the government is struggling to care for a person that cares for a person. So where's the discussion on wages and budgets, how they made them redundant? When I was a young'un, the letters in her car said my mum was overdraft, but somehow I still had dinner money in my pocket. And even the little things like ordering pizza were probably the reason for overtime in the evening. 5 till 10, 6 hours of sleeping for 22 years. My mum was doing it cleaning.
Hey, I gotta say shout out to my mom, man, because she stepped up so much in my life. Like, she probably one of the strongest people I ever known, and I definitely have I harbor sort of a distaste for my own country's healthcare system, because it makes it so difficult for people who are older and who are suffering from ailments that they gonna have for the rest of their life. It make things really difficult for them, and she suffers a lot because of that. So I have to go and help her out a lot dealing with that, and so I definitely relate to that part of the song, especially like how the fuck government can't take care of a person that take care of a person. Like, you know what I mean? Like I remember, cause I was a latchkey kid, cause you know what I'm saying, when I got home from school, my mom, she'd be at work, so she'd be like, lock the door, spaghetti, it's stuff to make spaghetti, don't open the door till I come home type shit, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, man, it's definitely, and I forever love my mom for that, cause she did everything she did. And sometimes I understand she would be broke, but I had a couple of dollars in my pocket to go to the store, give me a candy bar, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like I ain't never go without like that. Like unless if she said no, I knew then it was because it was absolutely no way, and I accepted that. But you know, for what it's worth, man, she did what she could. She did the best she could, and I'll forever be appreciative of my mom for that. I only hope that one day I could do something that I can repay her for everything she does. You know, she's been the rock anchor of my family for over 20 years now. So yeah, definitely want to do something for her one day, hopefully soon, because you never really know with this life. I learned that this past year. But enough ruminating. I digress. But yeah, the song is definitely a bang. We're gonna go back to this.
Things like ordering pizza were probably the reason for overtime in the evening. 5 till 10, 6 hours of sleeping for 22 years. My mum was doing it cleaning, dreaming that her kids would have a better life. Going bed at night, struggling with getting by. That's the reality for millions of people in a nation where a lot of us were looking for a second try. A question for the new Prime Minister, and please tell me if I'm being narrow-minded, but how do we spend so much money on defence and weapons to wage war when the NHS is dying, bursting at the seams? And what about the people that voted for us to leave for the money that it would see? 350 million we give to the EU every week that our health service needs. But now them politicians got what they wanted. Can you see an empty promise or a poster on the street? Nurses in tears because they're working every hour of the week and they still don't have the money that they need.
What?
You brought the heart of the nation to its knees. Underpaid, understaffed, overworked and overseen by people who can't ever understand how it feels to live life like you and me. Patients lying in the corridors because doctors can't.
You gotta do it. Getting reamed by people who don't know how it is to live a life like you and me. That's exactly what it is here too. I got it, man. Davey spit, man. I love his stories, man. Like for real. And I've actually lived a lot of the shit he talking about in this particular song, and I'm definitely adding this to the Spotify playlist. Sorry to keep pausing, man. Jeez.
Feels to live life like you and me. Patients lying in the corridors because doctors can't even find a bed for them to sleep. I remember A&E and all them sickening screams of a little girl waiting for a surgeon to be seen. Privatized healthcare, guns for police, increased uni fees. Is this what they're selling us? Or let me remind you, just in case you've forgotten, that we live in Great Britain, not in Donald Trump's America.
Oh. Shots fired. Oh man, shots fired. Oh man, damn. You had to do me like that, Dave. Damn, bro. Hold on, Dave. You didn't have to do me like that, bro. Dang it, I clicked the wrong thing, but yeah. Dang, Dave. That's tough. Oh man, that was
just in case for police, increase uni fees. Is this what they're selling us? Or let me remind you, just in case you've forgotten, that we live in Great Britain, not in Donald Trump's America. Speaking of America, state and the president, with all due respect, I've got something to say to them. I just find it funny you can't give a hand to Palestine, but you can trade whole arms with Saudi Arabia. Look, I got a question for the new Prime Minister. At Grenfell Tower, your response was ridiculous. You hid like a coward behind your 5 million, dodged responsibility and acted like you're innocent. And I can see you're terrified. You're not good at telling lies. I'm getting why you stay away from everything that's televised. You look like a robot and you don't speak with any life. It feels to me like any guy in press could have said them lines. Imagine going to the council for the safety of your block and you got kids but they're ignoring you at every time. Everyone who knew about that cladding should really be going prison under rule of joint enterprise. But if it ain't a little kid with a knife, I bet that judge is going easy when he's giving him time. They don't deserve to be free. Any builder MP that knew about the conditions but did it to save cheese. When I listened to the things that the residents had seen, I was so shocked I couldn't even speak. Families, they know that had died in their sleep. How you choke on the smoke when you're struggling to breathe. The glow from the fire, the panic when you hear all the sirens, the crackling, the popping and the muffled out screams. The fear in the eyes of a man that was trapped who jumped 15 floors from the tower to the street. I could only hear a fraction of the pain and the grief. Closing my eyes, trying hard not to cry at the joy and relief in the face of a man when a woman from the flat said his neighbor was alive. No help from the council in keeping any list or the people that survived, his neighbors and peers. And for that whole meeting I could see that he was trying, so his smile was an island in a sea full of tears.
Damn.
I got a message for our old Prime Minister, David Cameron. I mean, you fucked us, resigned and sneaked out the firing line. I wanna know how you managed it. And are you bathing in the sun while them papers have a run at the woman that you left here to handle it? You gonna teach your little lad to be the man that's got a plan, and then the moment that it fails to abandon it?
Damn.
Are there bullies in his school? And when you pick him up after class, can you feel his embarrassment? I mean, you never gave a fuck about the youth, and that's the truth. There's no sympathy for you or your cabinet. I really wish I could have seen how you were scrambling when you lost the referendum that you had to win. I feel like politicians are all addicts in a big fat game, but it's lives that you gamble with. I got
Facts. What I say. Rich man start wars, poor man fight them. That's exactly what I said. And he just said it way more eloquently than I could. But god damn, this song is a banger. And like I said, I stay away from political stuff, but I think y'all can see that I agree with most of the things he's saying. And like even the stuff he says towards America. I'm not even gonna lie.
Question for the leader of the Labour Party, Jeremy Corbyn, where do you want to take the country to? Honestly, I want to put my trust in you, but you can understand why if I got trust issues. Do you really have the faith of your party? Do you really have faith in the party that will come with you? And how do you plan on keeping all the promises? Man, if I'm being honest, sir, I'm struggling to get with it. I just ain't getting it. Everybody's great until you get them into office, and then guys start forgetting things. Prove to us you're different. Don't promise me anything. Go and get justice for a Sean Charles and Edison.
Hey.
And if you haven't had the thought to vote yet or protest because you don't really see the progress, I hope you know that what they're saying is affecting us. The small steps are way better than no steps.
Small steps way better than no steps. That's facts. Small steps way better than no steps.
Accept responsibility for our actions and apologize. Yes, politicians are humans. We do make mistakes. We haven't got to lie. Honesty, accountability, transparency, faith in the youth today. If we accomplish that, there may be hope for the human race.
There may be hope for the human race.
Might be cooked, y'all. Not gonna lie. It might be cooked. Man, what a powerful song. Question time. Shout out to Santandave for definitely. That's gonna be the title of this stream. Ren and Dave ask the questions, ask the hard hitting questions that we can't, or something like that. But yeah, like I said, man, Dave was spitting throughout the whole track, and he wasn't just rhyming. He was rhyming about shit that matters to each and every one of us. because there are rich people that make decisions that affect our lives in dramatic ways, and they don't have to do nothing but sit back and watch the world burn. Sorry, Chris Gray, I wasn't trying to. Yeah, but anyway, I thought it was an amazing song, and I thought Ren's mini movie, The First Night, was also excellent. It was amazing cinema. So yeah, I mean, in my opinion, this is one of the highest vibe check videos I've done. But y'all can let me know what y'all thought of the videos down in the comments. And if you made it this far in the video, just know I appreciate the shit out of you, man. For real, this channel could not make it without you guys. I appreciate every single one of y'all. And I'm going to try to crank up the content this year. Y'all may start seeing two videos from me in the day at some points. I may do some anime videos. I know not a lot of people watching, but I just want to expand the content that I do. Try to grow the outfit. So with that being said, if it's your first time watching the channel and you enjoy the content for whatever reason, definitely recommend you hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you know the next time I go live or drop a short or make a video. But for now, I want to wish all you guys a safe, happy, healthy morning, afternoon, evening, like whatever time it is when you're seeing this. And if you enjoyed the video, click on one of these videos over here and spend some more time with your boy. But for now, you guys stay safe, stay frosty. You already know. I'm going to catch you on the flip side. Till next time, Actual out.